Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Champions, issue number 1. Alright, this is the second volume of this particular incarnation of the Champions. As far as the Champions in general, Champions of Los Angeles wouldn't count, but anything that was called Champions before alone would indeed count. And I'm just being silly right now. Alright, let's get into who made this comic book. So this issue is called Beat the Devil, Part 1. Writer, Jim Zub. Artist, Stephen Cummings. Color artist, Marcio Menez. Letters, VC's Clayton Cowles. All right, so let's get into the comic book itself. The team is split into 3 different parts. Trick is, the team has been expanded drastically, like tripled in size, and that's tripled in size. That's not including the backup members. All right, the reserve members. The Champions is basically becoming much like the Avengers. Are they going to be as well coordinated? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I like that Kamala Khan references herself as a leader, but says, you know, how is she a leader? Like, real leaders are Captain America. Unfortunately, she also says Iron Man. Iron Man is not a leader. That should be understood. He is not a leader. No, sorry. but all that, and that's just my military talking. But yeah, he would be the worst leader ever if he were actually a leader. Anyway, there are a couple of new members in here that we're going to have to start getting used to because, wow, a lot of new members in here. Let's see. We still got the original members being mentioned, though, in the beginning. We don't see anybody new. We see Red Locust is back, but she's just calling herself Locust at this point. We got a character named Bombshell, who I'm not particularly familiar with. I remember her costume, though. I wonder if she was on what the hell were they called? Hopeless was writing them. Damn it, Avengers Academy. I think she was part of that. I can't remember. Joaquin Torres, the new Falcon, is on here. I love that. That's awesome. I know a lot of people are going to be happy with that. Someone named Qureshi Gupta, Pinpoint. That's cool. So Qureshi is from Delhi, but the name Qureshi is interesting because that's actually Arabic. And more specifically, it's not just Arabic. That's the name of a tribe in Arabic, the most prominent tribe in Arabic, in the Arab world, at least in the Jazeera, the peninsula of Saudi Arabia. It's funny. They call it the Jazeera, but Jazeera means island. What do you call it? What's the word for peninsula again? Can't remember right now. Damn it. But it's not a Jazeera. It's a peninsula. Damn, it's going to bother me. I can't remember the name. Anyway, yeah, Qureshi is that tribe. It's actually mentioned in the Bible also. It'd be called Kedar, or the tents of Kedar, you know, meaning the rich people from back then, from that tribe. Anyway, so the team splits up into a bunch of different parts. Also got that Victor Alvarez Power Man character. He's a weird character because he's a combination of Danny Rand, Iron Fist, and Luke Cage, Power Man. So he's a very interesting character that his powers kind of resemble both characters. And then, of course, we got Rayshon Lucas, the Patriot. I'm so happy to see him in the group. I'm just happy to see him anywhere, pretty much. But anyway, so these guys were all running around, and they're trying to figure things out. They're trying to stop a child sex slave ring. They're trying to stop or help people from natural catastrophes. They're all over the place, and they're really kicking some serious butt. And meanwhile, the main team is still out there doing their thing, and I love that. The trick is something happens at one point, and it happens at a very inconvenient moment. It happens right here. After they jump out that plane, this is what we see. They actually experience some serious stuff. I mean, like this right here with Vivian, doesn't that look like Optimus Prime out of the 1986 true and original Transformers, the movie, the animated one? And like everybody looks jacked up. The trick is, like, that's the most important part, is looking at Spider-Man, because that right there, that is his right eye. That's his right eye. Now you come over here into the next pages, and it's a little bit curious because we see his right eye here as he's passing, and it's not broken open. But something's clearly bothering him. Something's clearly bothering Brawn. Something's clearly bothering a few of them. Anyway, what do you call it? I say it's unfortunate where it happened because that's where the not only the big War of Realms multi-page expansion thing happens, but there's also an advertisement for that usually always happen on the back of the book, the watch, the Citizen watch. Man, they really advertise that stuff up, don't they? Dude, I look at those like, maybe I need one of these. And I stop for a second and remind myself, dumbass, you got a phone. What the hell you need a watch for? Anyway, they're really good. As a guy who specialized in marketing when he was doing his business degree, wow, man, that's really good advertising. Anyhow, so that's kind of like an interesting interferer, and it's when I say unfortunate, I actually mean it. It's really good that the commercial, the advertisements report right there, because it gives you that separation. It gives you the sense that maybe you missed something, and yes, we missed something, but we're not being shown it yet. Now, here's the trick of it all. Through everything that's happening, Miles Morales and Braun seem to be acting pretty messed up. What's her name? Kamala's not acting so hot herself. Something's bothering the original team. Shoot, let me actually go back really quick. Was Riri in there? She shouldn't have been. No, she was not. Viv was, though, and Viv is acting a little bit weird. But Riri's also acting weird, and that's kind of bothering me. You know, like, what's going on with her? But whatever. It's interesting. Everything is happening here. Now, really quick, I'm going to reveal the last page. I'm going to reveal the last page because this is an issue 1, and issue 1s deserve to be spoiled. That will determine if you're going to continue with the story or not, in my opinion. So that's why issue 1s will always be spoiled. And if you don't want to be spoiled, goodbye. You've been warned. Too late now. We see that Mephisto has something to do with what's going on. And I'm shocked and chagrined, damn it. I am shocked and chagrined. So, yeah, whenever Mephisto's involved, it's usually a pretty rough, messed up thing. Now, I don't see Zub as being the writer. I don't see Jim Zub as being the type who's just going to throw something in there and be like, oh, yeah, man, Mephisto's there. Oh, you never know what's going to happen. Something stupid happens. I don't see that happening. When Zub usually puts something in, it's something that comes back and haunts you over and over and over again. When Master of the World showed up in the previous volume of Champions, just that issue alone, or just those 3 issues alone that he was in, was pretty damn impressive. But then you come to find out later on, oh, he's not finished with him. He's going to keep coming back. And hopefully he continues to keep coming back, because he's a great villain. With that Plot X technology, he is a fantastic villain. Go check out 10 Things About Master of the World on Comic Book University. But he's a hell of a, Zub. He has a hell of a way of making sure that a character sticks with you, that a bad guy isn't just a one-off and, oh, hey, check it out. And there are few characters out there, few baddies out there that can mess with you over time better than Mephisto. So that's actually what, there are a lot of things that, the Mephisto Versus series is something that I've been meaning to do a spotlight on story for a while now. It's one of my favorite 4-issue limited series where it's just Mephisto verse, first I think he went against the X Factor first, or Fantastic Four first, I think, and then he went to X-Men, then X Factor, or whatever, and then finished with Avengers. I love that story, and the reason why is because Mephisto did all of that crazy stuff just to plant an idea in somebody's head. A lot of people don't like that series. He's like, he just did that for that? That's so stupid. No, I don't think you understand. Here's a demon who was created from the ashes of a god, like gods, elder gods, powerful beyond imagination, but yet this is what he does. He puts wheels in motions, and he forces machinations in order to achieve his goal. And he's got all the time in creation to do that, to enact those plans. So he can go on this huge adventure just to plant an idea in somebody's head, even in other gods. It's worth it. The worst part about that comic book is that it was never really followed up on. That's the thing that killed me. It was something that should have been followed up on. It still can be. Why not? Hell, if I ever get into writing comic books, I would absolutely. You could count on Professor Bill bringing that story back to life again, because it deserves to be. Well, in this particular case, similarly, I expect that Jim Zub will be bringing Mephisto back. Once this particular arc is over, I expect that we're going to be seeing Mephisto again and again, a couple of times, like, you thought he was done, but it's Mephisto. And that's one of the things that I can usually expect from this title. It's funny, because Champions is one of those comic books that, like, I just got finished reading Heroes in Crisis and Immortal Hulk right before I read this one. So it's to me, Champions and Adventures of the Super Sons are two comic books that I look to when I need to be happy. You know what I'm saying? It's like I just read some really messed up brain trust comic books right there, and I need to regulate my emotions really quick because I'm feeling really down or I'm feeling really angry, you know, over something. Let me go and read something happy. Well, now all of a sudden, Champions, man. Yeah. I like how Champions is able to, how Jim's, but Mark Waid also, you know, so he did it also. He's able to bring some kind of hope to the world with these young heroes. And there are no better heroes, in my opinion, to do that with. Spider-Man, it works also, but it can't always be hope because he's a tragic character, you know? Miles is not a Spider-Man who is particularly tragic. Riri, however, is. So there's a very healthy or unhealthy, however you want to look at it, but there's a very healthy mix of different kinds of characters on this team. It's not just, oh, her powers are this and his powers are that. Screw that. Their personalities like this, you know, her personalities like that. That is what, for me, makes this comic book as great as it is. So I am genuinely looking forward to seeing how Mephisto is going to play into this game. And for him, it is a game. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.